All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. We are in pre-show here, folks. Let's see who we've got. Merle is here, Mike is here, Giles, Andres, Paul, Lucas, Kenny, Dan, Dave, Jens, Tommy, the wife, the other Tommy, Rich, Kyle, guest 608, Dave is here, Guillaume is here, Rudy, Carl, Bill, Doggy, Invité 707. I think that's guest 707 in French, maybe, just a guess. Bruce, are you looking at the chat room?
I'm not, sir.
Okay. If you want to, I'll give you the URL.
Sure.
And that way you can see all these guys when they ask questions and poke fun at me.
Let's see if I can. Maybe I shouldn't do that. It's going to cut into my bandwidth, but you're right. I should be watching.
No, it'd be just a smidgen.
Now, how are you going to send me that?
Well, I can send it to you in vMix Call. How about that?
Okay.
So I'm going to go into the call manager by right-clicking on the vMix Call input, and I'll just give you the URL. Eastern Shore Broadcasting. Ting.com/.
I need to open call manager? No.
Yeah, just right click.
Okay, there it is.
And you see the little note there?
Control C. Open browser.
You got it. You got it.
Launch chat.
Yeah, Bruce and I are having an interesting discussion about streaming and equipment, and Bruce sells millions of dollars worth of live streaming equipment every year, but he's not really set up to live stream. So we've got kind of a little bit of a makeshift rig today. You probably hear an echo in the background, and that's actually a speaker that Bruce is monitoring the audio on today. And his audio is coming to us thanks to a webcam. So we're back to the Stone Age of live streaming.
We just went through a suitcase full of adapters and cables and couldn't find a XLR to 3.5 millimeter.
I've got one right here.
There you go. I've got one somewhere. It's in the box. It's in there. Oh no.
Okay. So we've got a bunch of folks in chat, and then some folks watching us on Facebook and some folks watching us on YouTube that are not in the chat. So we would invite you to come on over to easternshorebroadcasting.com and click Watch Live, and that'll give you this stream that you're seeing right now, plus it will give you the chat that you can't see because we don't monitor the chat in Facebook, and I think we've got it actually turned off in YouTube. So especially if you're watching it on Facebook and you're trying to get a word in, we won't be looking at that till after the show. So come on over easternshorebroadcasting.com and click Watch Live, and that will put you where you can watch and chat. And both the YouTube player and the chat window will both pop out, and so you can put them wherever you want to on your screen. You can put them on two screens, or what was it somebody did last week? They had the show up on the 80-inch TV, and they were reading the chat on their iPad. So you just never know.
Do I have to sign into the chat, Tom?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yep, just log in and you can use your Facebook page or your Twitter page.
Look at you go. You got everything going on. LinkedIn, chat, Wing, Yahoo, Google, Yahoo. They're still around?
Yeah, that's right. I thought you bought Yahoo.
Email or phone. first got the internet. In '94, we used to use so many different chats and groups, BBSs, and we had BBSs running before the internet. It was really cool. We used to have we had game servers hooked up to modems in the warehouse.
Man, I remember when I upgraded from 300 to, what was it, 1600 baud modem, I thought had arrived. All right, Bruce, we're going to have to make an adjustment because your internet's not keeping up. So go ahead and bring Call Manager back up again. Right-click the video call input and go ahead and select the 240K return feed. And let's see if that won't smooth you out. Because you're 360, we're just not able to keep a consistent 360 link. You're actually frozen right now on the screen.
Yeah, I got stuff open here.
He's got stuff open. I love it.
I got stuff open. Call. That one.
There you go. That's going to smooth it out a little bit. We won't get quite the quality, but that's okay. At least we'll get some movement.
Yep. Okay, now where did the chat go? What have I done?
Well,
why does Skype keep starting itself? Close.
Skype. Don't Skype.
There's our problem. Skype software.
Skype was taking all your bandwidth, huh?
Yep. There we go.
Okay, we're about to get started, folks. Welcome to the pre-show. Got Bruce here, and we're getting the last few details ironed out. If you're watching us on YouTube directly or watching on Facebook, come on over to easternshorebroadcasting.com and click Watch Live, and that way you can get in on the chat. We've got about 2.5, 3 dozen folks in there from all over the globe. New Zealand, Sweden, England, the U.S., Canada, Florida. I think Florida's a state all by itself, isn't it? I see R.J. Murdoch's there. We got a bunch of people from Alabama in there. Tommy's there, and the other Tommy, and Tom, that's me. Let's see who else has joined us. Todd's here. Welcome, Todd. Kent's here. Welcome, Kent. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Glad to have you. Joanne JoJo Crockett, welcome.
That's our web mistress.
Scotty P. Oh, is that somebody we know? All right. Good.
And is our web mistress.
Aha. All right. Outstanding.
She's the girl behind the magic of the website and the SEO and the videos and she is amazing. I'll be bringing her to NAB with me.
All right. I look forward to meeting her.
She is promotion, marketing, web. She's killer video editor. She's just an amazing.
Now, Bruce, you're not going to have a booth there. You're just going to be hanging out at different booths throughout the show, right?
Yeah, we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. We're going to be wearing our Streamin' Demon shirts, and we're going to be giving away prizes on the floor. If anybody spots us and yells out "Video Link rocks," they're going to get a prize. We're going to bring some goodies down with us, some swag, and have some fun with it. But we're going to be all over. I mean, for Canada, I can't even remember all the companies. We actually distribute. We do VMix for Canada. We do Hollyland for Canada. We do, help me out here. Ada Imaging.
He's just got Canada sewed up, folks.
There's a pile. Well, here's the thing, Tom. I've been doing this for 30 years. So I've seen companies kind of come and go, and really we're just consistently taking care of clients. It's the most important thing to us is taking care of the customers. And we've outlived all our competitors. And, you know, it's just, that means I'm doing my job.
That's right.
So, you know, good thing. And of course, I have a killer team. You know, my people are amazing. They're totally into their work and they're dedicated and they work hard. And that's, you know, it's a huge part of it is the team. It's not, you know, I couldn't do it by myself. There's no way.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're sorry about the audio. We're, we can't find the adapter we need.
I love it.
Yeah,
This is a multi-million-dollar
I know,
company.
right? There's, you know,
And they can't find the
there's
adapter.
systems in here from everybody, every manufacturer on the planet, and we can't find our XLR to 3.5 millimeter adapter.
No sweat. No sweat. Okay. Well,
Sorry, guys.
we're going to get ready on our end. So, Bruce, I'm going to mute you for just a minute. And then
Okay.
we'll start the show. I'll have a little monologue and a few announcements. And then I'm going to introduce you and I'll bring you in. At that point, I'm going to bring your audio back up. And we'll go for about 20 minutes, plus or minus. And then take questions afterwards in the post show. And I know
Okay.
you are like me. You tend to take a small question and blow it up into a big answer. And so if the answer gets too big, I may redirect you to a different way because I want folks to get the richness of your experience. And I don't want to spend too much time in one spot because you've got so much that we can talk about. We'll probably have to have you back again, I can tell already.
I'll follow your guidance, sir.
Okay. All right. There you go. That's what I like. A compliant guest. Very good. All right. Let's drop Bruce's audio. And one more thing, just before we get started on the show, if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook directly, and we're delighted that you're here, no doubt, you can complete the Streaming Idiots experience. You want to get the full experience, come on over to easternshorebroadcasting.com and click on the Watch Live link, and that will bring you this same video that we've got going on here, plus it will bring you the chat. And you can pop out the video or pop out the chat or both of them, or you know, once you know the URL of everything, you can watch the chat on your iPad and have the video full screen on your TV or your PC, whatever. So come on over, easternshorebroadcasting.com, click Watch Live. All right. So let's get queued up here for the show. And Bruce is what would we call it? He is muted for the moment. And Martin S is here. He says we can start the show. So that's great. Good. He's got some we won't even talk about that. All right. Fade to black. I don't think we faded to black. Let's try again. Hello and welcome. I'm Tom Sinclair, and you have arrived at Streaming Idiots. You probably took a wrong turn somewhere. That's how you got here. No, we're delighted you're here. Well, we've got tons of folks that are watching us live. If you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, come on over to easternshorebroadcasting.com and click the Watch Live tab, and that way you can get in on all the great chat. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a great guest warming up here in the green room, Bruce Richardson with Video Link out of Canada. And so we're gonna get to him in just a second. But before we do, my apologies to all of you that joined our Facebook group this past week. I neglected to get a list of you. If you're interested, you can go there right now, and you can see right down at the bottom, facebook.com/groups/streamingidiots. And you can join the group. There's great chat there throughout the week and the weekend. People are posting problems. Other people are posting possible solutions. It's a very helpful, very friendly group. And if you're interested in live streaming and need a community to be around you, join the Streaming Idiots Facebook group. I think you'll really, really benefit by it. We are hoping, the way things are going, we're hoping to have, can you believe it, 500 members by NAB. So we would love to have you join, and if you click the join now, right now, Jan will probably be able to add you, toot sweet, and you'll be in like Flynn, coming up 2 weeks from this past Monday. So that's like 12 days from now, is NAB, the National Association of Broadcasters show and convention, conference, seminar, etc., coming to you live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I am going to be there. Fortunately, the folks at vMix have asked me to come join their team, so I will be fully regaled in vMix attire for the entire week. And there at the vMix booth, we're in the south lower hall, on the upper level of the lower hall. And so if you've been in the lower hall, it kind of steps down the further back you get into it. And we are before it steps down over to the right. We're actually catty corner across from New Tech. So if you find New Tech, you'll find us pretty quickly. It's going to be great. Now, for those of you that are attending NAB, there's going to be a vMix meetup on Tuesday night at about 7 o'clock, I think, at Scott's studio. So we'll have details on that. By all means, if you're interested, come on over to the Streaming Idiots Facebook group and number one, join if you haven't already, and number two, post a message and say, give me the details, and we'll give you the details. We've got limited capacity, so we don't want to overflow. Scott's actually got a great studio there in Las Vegas, and he's going to open it up and let us come hang out there. Plus, he's going to show off some of his toys, so it should be a really cool way to end our day at NAB on Tuesday. And so NAB is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so we hope you can make it for part of that. If you're stuck on the East Coast and you can't make it to NAB, and you're like, darn, I wish I could come. The farthest I would be able to drive to would be Atlanta. Well, you're in luck because coming up in June 8th through 11th, is the first ever StreamCon. StreamCon in Atlanta, Georgia. StreamCon.net is the URL, and it's going to be a great show. It's not a trade show. It's not a convention. I'd say it's more of a conference. We're going to have lots of folks that are presenting on live streaming, presenting on hardware and software and cloudware and all the things to do with live streaming. We're delighted that vMix is going to be the title sponsor for StreamCon. The folks at XKeys are going to be a sponsor. They've already given us a couple of our wonderful XK24 controllers to give away, and we'll have special pricing on XKeys there at the conference. We're lining up other sponsors too now as we speak, and I guess my company probably ought to be a sponsor, Eastern Shore Broadcasting. And full disclosure here, this show is nothing but a 30-minute long infomercial for my show, for my company, Eastern Shore Broadcasting. We're a vMix reseller. We also resell Madgewell and XKeys and oh golly, my mind went blank. Oh, PTZ Optics cameras. And so if you're interested in one of those things, we can help you. If you're interested in an entire package, for example, we've got a studio that we are outfitting this week. We're getting it ready to ship it all out tomorrow. That'll include 4 PTZ Optics cams, a supercomputer to make it all work together seamlessly. And we're really thankful. It's actually going to a radio station, and they're going to put it in 2 of their different studios, 2 cameras in each studio. So it's going to be a great way to add video to the radio experience, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun for them. I know it's been a lot of fun for us. Welcome to Jim Moline. Glad Jim could join. Better late than never, Jim. And also, just one more before we bring Bruce on, because Bruce is a large personality, and he is the kind of guy that when he comes in, you know he's in the room, and that's one of his best characteristics. You know, he is the guy. So, but before we do that, I want to remind you, if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, come on over to easternshorebroadcasting.com, click the Watch Live tab, and they'll get the full Streaming Idiots experience with the chat room, because we've got a lot of folks in the chat right now. It's up to about 4 or 5 dozen, and they're out there in the chat. They're chanting Bruce, Bruce, Bruce right now. So we better bring him on. So let's see if we can find Bruce. We've got Bruce here somewhere in all these inputs. Let's bring him on and bring his audio up. And Bruce, we've got a little bit of background noise there in your studio, because you've got all sorts of things going on, including a speaker that you're monitoring us on. But welcome, Bruce Richardson with Video Link. We're so glad to have you.
Well, thanks for having me, Tom. It's good to see you.
Bruce, I got to ask you, I mean, you have been in the streaming business longer than anybody I know, but you weren't born into it. There was a day where you suddenly discovered, hey, live streaming is cool. Do you remember that day?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, we were, in the old days, we used to do our own BBS servers. Before the internet, we had game servers lined up in the back of our shop. People could dial in. People could dial in on modems and play on our game servers. And really, when the internet hit and went public, I had some friends at Cornell. They immediately started working on video teleconferencing, which is, you know, probably the beginning of streaming. Back in the Cornell, it was CU, Cornell University in White Pine, that did the original video streaming. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's production streaming really came along about 15 years ago. Video streaming was back in '95,
right,
with the Cornell, and
right.
CU White Pine was the first video networking over. It's been a long and really fun adventure. I mean. It changes so often. The new technologies come, some companies out, and it's a wonderful experience to see the growth and the changes and the adaptability of people with all the changes that we've dealt with in our industry.
When did you realize this was really a thing? That it was really gonna catch on?
I was a beta tester for CU back in the late '90s, and I met people all over the world, and it was, you know, you see the magic as soon as you start working with it. You see the magic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. 15 years ago, when NewTek put out the TriCamera, that kind of put it in everyone's hands on the production side of. You know, we had the ability to feed things into cards and stream them all the way along, but that was a monumental change. I think that was probably the biggest jump that we saw, because we were always fooling around with it. We're always fooling around with capture cards and video cameras. We used to use security cameras at the beginning, right? We'd use a capture card and a security camera, or you know, webcams hadn't been invented yet. So it's amazing going back, seeing the changes have been phenomenal. And so there's been jumps. It's been like, you know, the 90s, we got the internet. It's about 2000, there was some technology advances, and then that TriCaster thing, boy, that just turned the world on edge. So and now we've got, you know, I mean, I've been playing with the vMix all morning. I love this thing. It's great.
All right, so you jumped from Cornell, and when did you decide to open Video Link Canada?
Well, I opened Video Link in '87. It was I come from a radio background. So my background is, when I was 14 years old, I started sweeping a parking lot in a radio station. That was my first job in the industry, sweeping a parking lot for a year. And then they let me into the studio to clean equipment. That was my job. Here's your bottle of Windex. Here's a rag. Wipe off all the nicotine from all the, you know, in the radio studio. That was my second job. And I joined the military. I was in communications and electronics for a few years there. And when I came out, I went back into radio. And then about 1980 something, I had a little problem with my ear from a diving experience, and my high end in one ear kind of got messed up, and I switched over to video. So I started the company in '87. It was me and my camera. You know, I had a camcorder, old Panasonic 450 SL US camcorder, and you know, big dreams, and it's been a gradual progression, and a lot of good times, hard times. It's like running any business. You have to be passionate. You have to be dedicated. You have to give up a lot sometimes. But you know, if you keep at it, you keep a good attitude, and you keep at it, eventually, usually, it works out pretty good. It's amazing where the company is now. I'm so happy to be having really good people on our team, and our suppliers, you know, like Martin. Like I remember I was saying this earlier, sometimes you just meet people and you like them right away, and you get a good feeling from them. And Martin was like that. When I first met him, he was just like, I like this guy. I don't know why. And the more I learned about him, the more I respect him. And you know, he's done some phenomenal things with his software. It's incredible. So yeah, I got to write a book, right?
Yeah, that's right. You need to, or make a movie.
I know.
So when did TriCaster come on the scene for you?
Well, I think NewTek, you know, if I go back all the way, we were Amiga dealers. So we used to buy Amigas from Commodore, and we'd buy toaster cards from NewTek, and you know, I go further back than that. Tim Jennison from NewTek invented one of the first video capture devices ever on the planet. It was do you know where my vidis are? My vidiviews? Or my digiviews?
Yeah.
Can you grab one for me?
Sure.
This is history. The first one of the first video capture devices ever was for an Amiga with parallel port dongle with a single RCA input, and you know, that was Tim being a kooky inventor back in his garage, and it, you know, the guy had vision, and he went on from, you know, he made the little Digiview, and then he made the Digiview Gold, which was like 4,000 colors, and then he made the toaster card. We used to build those, buy Amigas and put toaster cards in them, and that transformed into the toaster flyer, the nonlinear. And so the TriCaster, we went through a number of changes. When Commodore left us in '94, Commodore shut down, and we basically, NewTek kind of went into back to the drawing board, and they needed, you know, they were like, we've lost our platform. It was a winning combination, but the platform's gone, so now we have to go PC or Mac or DEC Alpha or Sun, or what are we going to do? So they went back to the drawing board, and they came out with the VT system for PCs, and we went through 4 or 5 generations of that before TriCaster. I think TriCaster is about 13 years old now. I think I'd have to look it up, but you know, it was one of those things where we used to have put together a whole bunch of different pieces of equipment and to do what we wanted to do. And they were kind of the first company to go, here you go, here's everything in one little box, and it does everything you want it to do. And as time went on, it did more and more and got more and more professional, and you know, it changed our industry. It seriously did change our industry.
Well, and not only did it change the industry, but you have changed the industry in your area by being one of the first ones in Canada to really specialize in this technology and roll it out so that it's available for businesses and governments and industry and schools and all the different people that have been your clients all these years.
Well, you know, it's like I said, with running a company, we're really concerned about our clients. I go to bat for the people that, I mean, they're the reason I'm here. They're the reason I'm still here, and they're the most important thing to me. I love. Oh, I gotta show them that. Look at this. Look, I have autographed Tim Jennison rookie cards. I love these. I'm such a geek. And yeah, I should have headsets, guys. I'm sorry for the echo. We set up studios and we show people how it works, but we're not production. We don't stream. I decided something a long time ago when I started. I saw companies selling equipment and doing production. And what they're doing is they're selling people gear and then they're taking their work away from them. I will never, ever, ever do that. And I never have. And so we support our clients to the fullest that we can. We do supply them with gear. We'll rent them gear. We'll rent them studio space. We'll rent them equipment, locations, whatever we can do to help. But we won't ever produce because that's their job, not mine.
Well,
My job is to know the newest technologies, right, and bring them to them. So,
but you've got a pretty nice studio right there. Can you show it to us?
sure, I could. Sure, I could do that. Let's see. Camera 2. Let's see. What are we looking at here? This is Studio 2. Can you jump on that Panasonic for me? And I'm going to do a little circle thing. So this is Studio 2. So there's we have a garage out there. We have a few garages here. This is one of our studios. There's the road cases that we make there. There's our Studio 2, the main green screen. We're gonna switch over here. So that's the control room in Studio 2. There's a TriCaster 8000 in there. A couple PTZ optics cameras if you look up top. We really like their cameras. They work really well. They're fun. I really enjoy something that's multifunctional. Multifunctional turns me on. And the PTZ optics camera, compared to a lot of PTZ cameras because we got Panasonic and Marshall Graphics and Marshall Electronics, and we're trying new ones all the time, but they're just multifunctional. That's going back to Studio 4, way in the back, and it's got a full corner cyc. There's the green screen. And by the way, all these signals are being brought in to vMix Live over NDI.
There you go.
So the system in the back studio is the NewTek IP series, which is just a beast. It's a monster. It'll do 44 cameras and 64 inputs and 4 shows at the same time. It's just a monster. You can see it there. The signals, yes, I'm using NDI on all these feeds. All these feeds are coming in NDI. So yeah, there's Studio 4. There's Studio 2. And Studio 3, we don't have a camera in it. We've got Wave High Dice. This is Dice. He's our camera guy. He's really into sensors, the internal workings of professional cameras. So he's good. Yeah. So I mean, it's you know, we got a little showroom here. Here, I can show you. There's the B-Mix. And, you know, we've got a Skype machine. We've got TriCaster Mini and a TriCaster 460 and a, where are we? There's a live stream 4K over there. You know, it's, is what it is. Each machine's got its own.
It's a playground, is what it is, Bruce.
It's definitely a man cave. There's no doubt. I wish I could show you Studio 3. I've got an Army Jeep right now, and it's got giant Hendrix on the wall with a killer stereo, and we're having fun. You know, I mean. You want to have a successful business, you better be doing what you like. You better get enjoyment out of it, otherwise it's not going to last. If you love it, you will succeed. You find something that you have a passion for, you will succeed. And I'm just very, very lucky that I was smart enough, or you know, I was guided by the right guys. I listened to the right people. I worked my ass off, and things have worked out very, very nicely. But you know, it's hard work and commitment and integrity, and you know, my dad taught me a lot about that in business. You know, he's always given me great advice. So I just keep at it, right? Keep working hard and keep doing the right thing and keep helping people. The more people you help, the better life gets. You know, there's not. I remember there was this thing where New Tech did where we were the top resellers in the world a couple of years back, and they asked me to get up and say, you know, how do you do it? And I said, I don't know. I get up in the morning, put a smile on my face, I help people as much as I can, I work my ass off. That's the secrets to success, and you know,
The
it's
secret
pretty simple,
sauce.
right? It's just really common sense, but it takes dedication and long hours, and you know, last night I was up till like 11 working on one of the studios, and I just love it. I mean, you know, what can I tell you? It's my fun. And then when I'm not, now, you know, on the weekends I work on bees.
I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a beekeeper. So on the weekends I do the exact opposite of the tech. And I garden and I work on bees and I work on, you know, we have ducks on a farm and things like that. It's kind of a balance. I think it's my therapy.
There you go.
You know?
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, well, therapy aside, let's look into the future, because you've seen the birth of this industry. You've seen the birth of live streaming. What do you think the next 5 to 10 years are going to look like? What is there going to be a big thing, or are all the little things going to get incrementally better?
There's going to be both. You know, we've got a lot of people out there with a lot of great ideas and a lot of hardworking people, and the technologies are advancing and changing. You can't tell the future, really. You can guess. You can, you know, pay attention and watch what's going on, and you'll come up with your own ideas. We've got some things that we fool around with. You know, we've been doing these like video glasses for, gosh, like I don't know how long now we've been working on these. This is like a 1080 camera, right? With audio and USB, and you know, it's a great little camera. We've been working with these guys for a long time. They started off as a camera, and then we got video, and then we got 720, and now we got 1080. And can you keep a secret?
No.
You can't keep a secret? Maybe I shouldn't show you. We're almost done this, so the app is just being finished now. These are live streaming glasses. So you'll see I got a little camera here, and this is Wi-Fi, and this is going to be live streaming to Facebook and YouTube. And where do you want to go? Do you have an account at Ustream? Great. Do you have an account with whatever? But this is almost done. We're about 2 weeks away from finishing the app. We got to shrink it down a little bit as a prototype, but you know, currently we can take these and go Wi-Fi to 4 different cell phones and record to them. We're just finishing up the live stream app on them. So that's near future. That's pretty futuristic.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of cool, and what's going to happen? I think more wearable live streaming devices come out. You know, that's. I mean, I remember when the first, like when Teradek brought out the Vidi U, and it was like slap this on your camera, go Wi-Fi, and now a cameraman can be Wi-Fi, you know, anywhere he is. So it's always going to change. This is just fun. There's so many reasons that this is going to be great, and again, we're having fun with it. We're geeks, and we're fooling around, and we're trying to come up with ways to do things, and yeah, like these ones that we have now, these 1080 recording glasses, we're going to be giving away these at NAB. So these are like a 1080 camera with sound, does an MOV format, micro SD card. If anybody sees the Streamin' Demon shirts and yells "Video Link rocks" on the floor at NAB, they're going to win a T-shirt or a something, or a pair of these glasses. I mean, we're going to be giving away all kinds of weird stuff. And again, we're just having fun. We're you know, it's the best way to treat life. Is just get out there and have fun with it. And I just happen to be a geek. So
well, they're already shouting that in the chat room. So
I know, right? Yeah, that's great. I hope you guys go to NAB. And there's Joanne.
Yep.
Hi, Joanne.
Well, Bruce, I really do appreciate you taking time out, because I know you're heading out to NAB next week, and you've got a lot to get ready. But you're just a champ for taking time out to be with us today. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Hey, thanks for having me on. It's you know, it's a pleasure. I do like sharing what we've gone through with people so they understand where we came from. I think that's the missing piece in out there in the world is, you know, a lot of people don't know the history. So I love sharing with people, and the experience have been great, and we get to meet great people, you know, and I'm looking so forward to NAB. There's buddies of mine from companies like guys, I've known them like 25 years, and I just, they're like family now. Some of them are like my best friends, and you know, I'm very blessed to be surrounded by good, positive people that love their work. So thanks very much for the opportunity, Tom.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure. We'll be talking soon. Thanks, Bruce. All right, so kudos to Bruce for coming on. Apologies for the audio. We kind of caught him in betwixt this and that, and he couldn't get the setup that he wanted. You know, we were talking earlier. Everybody's got a black bag full of all the adapters and the piece parts that you need to put together a broadcast. And he's got one. In fact, he's probably got black trunks full of all this stuff, and just couldn't get his hands on the right adapters at the moment to work that. But nevertheless, we got to experience Bruce and some of the history that goes behind live streaming, and you know, living history, because not only was he there when it happened, but he has participated in bringing it to his part of the world. And I think that's really, really cool. So if you're at NAB in 2 weeks and you see Bruce running around, remember to holler at him. that Video Link rocks. And, who knows what kind of gift you get. Now, if you say Streaming Idiots rocks, we'll just look at you and say you're an idiot. So there's no prize for that. All right, all right. If you're watching us live and you want to hang around for the post show and have some questions for Bruce, I'm sure he would love to answer. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Next week, we've got Mike Cannell from Sportscast on the show. Sportscast is that device. If you've watched our shows before, you know R.J. Reynolds was showing us his basketball setup, and the way he brought the scoring for the scoreboard into his PC was through a Sportscast device. And so we reached out to Mike, and he's going to come on the show next week and share how his devices allow you to actually plug into the in-house scoring system and get the scores off of that, so that you don't have to worry about putting a camera on a clock or any of those kinds of things, or keeping score yourself. All of this is automatic and really, really cool. So that's next week, and then the week after that we'll be at NAB and hopefully doing a live broadcast from the floor of NAB. If you think the sound today was horrible, just wait till 2 weeks from today at NAB. The background din is just going to be immense, and we'll just have to see what we can do and what we can get out there. But at the very least, we can say hi and tell you some of the cool things that we've seen, and show you around the vMix booth, because vMix has got a great booth. I think they've got 5 or 6 different workstations there, so there'll be plenty of things for people to get up and play with. I know they'll have some PTZ Optics cams there. They'll have a 4K cam there, and lots of other toys too that complement and work with vMix. So that's it, folks. Until next time. Until next time, I'm Tom Sinclair. This was Streaming Idiots, and we can't wait to see you at NAB. So we'll see you then. Take care. And we are out. Let's bring Bruce back in. If we've got Bruce back ready to go. Let's see if we got some audio on Bruce. There he is. Come on back. Very good, Bruce.
Howdy.
Thank you. Let's see if we've got some questions for you now. Chris Watts says that he's now going to go and start his Amiga and check the fish disk with all his PD software. I guess you know what that means.
Nice. Oh man, the Amigas rocked, man. They were like, the whole OS was 4 meg. It was like, those things were amazing. They were so far beyond PC and Mac. Just evil. Jeez. You know, it's funny because a lot of us that were in the industry, we watched as Commodore paid millions and millions and millions of dollars. They hired the Pointer Sisters, and they hired astronauts, and they just spent all their money on advertising. Then the president gave himself like an $8 million bonus, and then they went broke. It was just so sad because they were, PCs and Macs were freaking calculators. And we had video, we were doing live television video stuff. It was such a sad thing to go. And it's taken 20 years for PC and Mac to catch up to do what the Amiga was doing 20 years ago.
Wow.
It's amazing. I just, life is just so weird. So.
Yep. Well, and there's a great point right there, Bruce, that, they may have been geniuses, but they weren't good businessmen.
Yeah. It's hard to say. Some of us in the industry thought that, it was some kind of payoff. Who knows, right? It could have been just, the guy paying paying himself an $8 million bonus and then
Yep.
spending $16 million hiring the Pointer Sisters and astronauts, that's probably not the best business decision.
Nope.
I don't know. I don't get it. I never stood it. We were so bummed when the Amiga left. And then there was like all these other companies were going to bring it back, and
Right.
they kind of did, but not really. It just, you know, I don't know.
Martin K says he's still got an Amiga 1000, 1200, and two 3000s.
Nice. That's nice. Yeah, they were great. My favorite one was the 1200. That was my favorite machine. I mean, I couldn't build a toaster flyer in it, but the 1200 with an 060 processor, and that thing smoked. It was awesome. Had video out right in the... Didn't need adapters. Had stereo. Didn't need a special card. The motherboard. They were great machines. So, what are you gonna do?
Oh, that's cool.
I missed a question about the cases. Cases. We didn't even talk about that.
No.
If you Google TC to go, like letter TC, which is travel case, number 2, GO, TC to go. That's our flight cases, and we've been making those for about 15 years now. We ship them all over the world. The AirPack 2 now is huge. It'll be at NAB. Broadcast Beat is using our cases in their production at the NAB stage. They're great. We've just come up with an insert for the minis. So any of the vMixes, we didn't even talk about that, Tom. We
Golly.
didn't talk about the new vMix systems. Dude, production bot, it's ready.
Are they going to be at NAB?
They'll be at NAB.
Where?
It's going to be phenomenal, dude. Carry on, built-in screen, SSD drives, vMix. Remember the vMix Go?
Sure.
Remember that?
I do.
Production bot is the next kind of incarnation of the vMix Go. So we still have the old lunchbox vMix Goes. We still got those. But now we got a new design, which is a lot more. Wait till you see the color. AJA cards in it instead of Black Magic. It's, you know, it's going to be we think it'll be a big hit at NAB. It's called Production Bot, powered by vMix.
Production bot.
So you keep
There
your eye
you go.
open for that. You know, turnkey. Should be awesome.
Awesome.
I can't wait to get my hands on it.
And you're going to be representing them in Canada.
Yeah, we do. Here, I got my list. You got my little list. So we do vMix, PTZ Optics, MOG, Darum, Media Fusion, Archeon, Hollyland, Videon, QuickLink, Gudson, Ada, and Scarhodge. You know, the guys with the new fancy mixers
Yep.
with the magnets. Yeah. So we do those. We distribute those in Canada, and we'll be setting up dealers. So we'll be working with other resellers that want to sell the products and get them hooked up. Joanne, if Joanne's out there, can you throw up the link for the video glasses for these? Chat, please. You can go to Facebook and search video sunglasses, and we're there. You know, currently the only ones available are the 1080 recording ones, but the Wi-Fi ones will be out in a few weeks.
All right.
So it's exciting, you know, and we're fooling around. You know, we're taking technologies and ripping them apart, putting them back together, and writing new software and just having fun, man. We're like mechanics in their garage, right?
There you go.
Having fun.
You're like digital hot rodders. Yeah.
I'm just, you know what? I'm having the best time. I've been through the worst times, and now I'm having the best time. So it's all good. I'm just very lucky that it worked out that way. I guess, you know, obviously a lot of it is hard work and that, but the people I get to work with, is amazing. It blows me away. So, now look at this NDI stuff. Like, you know, I mean, this is the studio next to me, right? There's cameras. There's the Panasonic 4K. There's the studio that's behind 2 feet of solid concrete. On the other end of the building, there's multiple cameras in there. I mean, this is over the network, and it's like freaking magic, man. People keep asking me about NDI. They keep saying, well, how does it work? How does it work? And I go, it's glue. It's glue for IP systems. It's glue for video. It basically ties together everything we do and simplifies it all. When you open an NDI feed, anything in your network comes in as a feed. It can be a computer, it can be a tablet, it could be a camera, it doesn't matter, whatever you want. All over the network with less than a frame of latency. And yeah, that's my audio, sorry. NDI scared me because I'm an AV guy and it's IT. And so I really hate going to my router. It's just it's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like it. And when I first hooked up NDI in my studios, everything saw everything. I didn't have to do anything. I plugged it all in and it was there, and it's like a holy grail of video.
Yep, it all worked.
It's really cool. I'm excited. And you know what? That's a fun part of this business is every year, you know, a couple days ago we got a 4K TriCaster, which was, you know, yay, finally. And they wanted it right before they released it, and I understand that. Makes sense. But it's every 3-6 months something new and exciting, and it just puts the spark back into you. And no, I don't work for New Tech. No, I don't. I wear the shirt because Martin hasn't given me one from vMix yet. No, I don't work for New Tech at all. They were one of the first companies we found that had stuff we were interested in. They were the first. I'll bring up my rookie cards again, my Tim Jennison rookie cards. I love these. This is the history of video. You know, this is like the first video input thing ever. It's way cool. So they've always been a leader in the industry and always changing and developing and stuff. And other people, look what they've done with NDI. So they wrote NDI and they gave it away for free. They gave it away to anybody that wants it. They gave it away to their competition. Not only that, not only here's the NDI SDK, but here's a development kit for you. And if you make something, we'll help promote your company. Even their competition. That's a game changer. That changes no one has ever done that in our industry. That is like what a cool bunch of guys.
Well, but it's not entirely altruistic, Bruce. It is part of a greater plan. That is, we have a pie that's this big, and we have a slice that's this big. Now we want to make a pie that's this big, and if we keep the same percentage slice, it's going to be 10 times as big as what we have already. I understand. Let's grow the whole industry.
Yeah.
Let's bring in people from all over, and suddenly these people can help us grow the industry. And so it's a giant informal partnership where we're all in competition, but we're sort of colleagues at the same time. And I love that way of doing business.
I think of it like, you know, it's funny how so many things connect. You know, there's a greater power on the planet than we realize, because so many things happen. They're not accidents, they're not coincidences, they're because you are in a certain space, mind, body, spirit, whatever it is, that you're linking into things that are moving and positive and successful. And being in a winning mood is, you know, every morning I get up, I read the Optimus Creed. Every morning I read the Optimus Creed. I got it hanging on the wall, and it's a good way to live. You know, we don't know what we're doing. We really don't. I learn a lot. Working on the bees is the same kind of thing. They're like magic. I mean, it's nature. To me, it's like magic because I don't get it. I don't understand how they work. I know what they do, but they're magic, man. They turn flowers into honey, and they do things that are like incredible. And a lot of it we're still learning. So, you know, I just hope more people get into that kind of attitude. I see on Facebook a lot of people, you know, getting down on things, and then I see a lot of people that I know that are positive thinkers, and so I think if we can get people, you know, on that positive side, it's going to be a better world. So.
Yep, I agree. It's not like this is all an accident, Bruce.
Yeah, there's so much more to it.
You know, it's really funny.
I keep running into coincidences.
About 7 years ago, I had a heart attack, went in the hospital, and as part of my rehab after the fact, they said, you know, Mr. Sinclair, we want to teach you how your heart works. And they said, you're lucky that you had this heart attack at age 55 and not age 35, because if you'd had it at 35, it would have killed you. But beginning about age 40, your heart begins to develop alternate pathways so that the blood, if one artery gets blocked, it's got some ways around it. And that's why you lived through this heart attack. You wouldn't have lived through it had you had the same exact experience 20 years earlier. And you can't tell me that there's not a design in the heart that makes it adapt as time goes on. If you look at the mechanics of an eyeball, that's not an accident. That didn't happen by lightning striking some protoplasm in a puddle somewhere a billion years ago. No, it is an intelligent design. And all of this technology that you and I play with, we call it work, but it's really play. The technology that we play with every day, that just isn't something we discovered. It was created and placed out there for us to put the pieces together. I'm convinced of it. It is amazing, this world we live in. It is amazing. And we've only scratched
there's
the
a question.
surface.
What is my goal? I wonder what my goal is now. What is my goal now? I mean, I got a successful business. I got a great relationship. I got a beautiful home. You know, I think my goal now is to spread positive attitude and educate people and try to help people understand that if they want a good life, it's their choice. It's how you think and act and breathe, you know, what you do every day. That's probably my goal now, is to share with people. So, you know, it changes. As you get older, your ideals and your goals change. But really, you know, my goal was to create this. You know what? I was really motivated by my dad. My dad built up this big company and retired, and he never, like I never got money. I always got advice. which I really respect that now. I didn't respect it then, right? I was all jealous. My sisters got to go to school, fancy schools, and they got to get you know, I never got that stuff, but I got good education. You know, I'm lucky. I mean, really. So.
Most folks didn't know that this is actually a philosophy show. They think it's a tech show, but it's...
I think that you know, I'm actually starting to teach now. We're teaching beekeeping at the farm.
That's right.
So we just started doing it, and I really like it. I really like sharing and educating people and sharing with them. I think that's really where my heart is now. I still love coming to work. I love being a geek. I love fooling around with this stuff and finding out if it's Bruce-proof. Do you know Bruce-proof concept? I'll show you. Here, just give me a second here.
Oh
So
my.
we got these new EarTech ultralight headsets. They're a communication device like an intercom. They're wireless, no belt pack, nothing. They're great. And I saw them at NAB for a couple of years, and they got better each year, and finally said, okay, let's test them out. Let's see if they're Bruce-proof. So I put on a pair, charged the battery, put on a pair, and knocked them off my head onto the floor on the cement, because that's a real-world test for a device like this.
Yep.
And we tested the battery length and the transmission distance, and we tested a bunch of stuff, but the Bruce-proof part is knocking them off your head and hitting cement. That's real world kind of testing, and they took it, and they work, and they go 3 blocks, last 8.5 hours on a charge, and bingo, we got a great product. And it's pretty reasonable too, they're pretty affordable. But that's the Bruce-proof thing I'm kind of hard on things on purpose, because I want to see if they can take, I've been on the road. I used to load my van, drive 4 hours, set up a show, run the show down, put it all in my van, drive home, do that all the time. And I appreciate what you're out there doing live shows. I did that for years, and I don't miss it. But I respect that. I respect guys that do it. It's hard work. So, Bruce for president.
Bruce, we're beginning to lose your signal here. Your audio's breaking up. So I hate to do this, but let's close out this session. It was so great of you to take the time to come on today, and I can't wait to meet you in a couple of weeks. Safe travels to Las Vegas, and Video Link rocks.
Send that guy a set of glasses.
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
Got it.
There you go.
We'll see you down there. Thank you very much, Tom.
All right, Bruce, take care.
Have a great day.
All right. Well, I will see Bruce in a couple of weeks, and if you're coming to Las Vegas, don't forget to take a look and see if you see him too. A couple quick questions in the chat room. What happened to Studio Tech TV? Yeah, I think they got busy with real life, with real stuff. They were doing a lot of streaming stuff. And somebody asked what happened to Eric. Unfortunately, Eric took his own life. It was very sad. And I appreciate all of you guys with all of your questions and sharing all the richness of the live streaming video world, going all the way back to the Amiga stuff. That's really cool. That's really cool. So we're going to close out now, and we'll let the stream run for a few minutes just to kind of wrap up, so we don't cut you off right away. But we will see you next week. Take care.